Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a video that has taken me a little bit to accumulate enough things to talk about. I'm really excited to go through it, and I think this might be a continuous theme or a continuous video idea that I move forward with, depending on how much y'all like it and how much I enjoy filming it. For those of you who don't know, with this channel, I am working on making a nice, sustainable place where I purchase things secondhand. I work on being a much more mindful consumer, as well as consumer topic critique, while also acknowledging that I am in fact a consumer while also trying to be more sustainable. The two do go hand in hand. And one part of my personality, my mental whatever, is in the past I have had, and honestly I'm still dealing with today, the mindset of just if I like it, if it's there, I buy it, whether without actually thinking about it in a practical application into my life and the impact it has on the environment, as well as taking up space in my life. So I thought I would collect a list of examples talking about things that on initial glance I saw and had that pull, that tug of just like, oh, that's cute, that's existence just intrigues me, and because if it exists and it intrigues me, I really want to buy it. I went through a lot of this during the height of my shopping addiction when I was going to like Hot Topic and Dolls Kill. If I liked it aesthetically, if I thought it was something just pretty that existed, I then wanted to have it, and I am working towards breaking that mold. So in that sort of vein, I wanted to give y'all some examples of just have a mindful discussion about sort of the emotions I feel when I see these things, and then taking a step back and actually thinking about it in a way where it's more than just a thing when I want to buy it, and how it would actually contribute into my life, which a lot of the case you're going to find no. So for shits and giggles, let's just go for things that I am convincing myself not to buy. I was very inspired by Shauna Ripari, I think, who does a lot of de-influencing videos about like TikToks and Amazon must-haves where they're just like push, 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 push. She really takes a good critical analytical look into that phenomena, and I figured I would put my little spin on it with my own experiences. One that, ooh, sweet Lord baby Jesus, if this had existed during like my makeup height, you know this would have been snatched into that cart immediately, and that is the Black Veil Brides. I don't even know who it's in collaboration with. Cursed Cosmetics, I just remembered. The Bleeders collection. Again, sweet Lord baby freaking Jesus. This was just, I saw it and I was like, oh, back in the day, makeup me would have been all over reviewing this shit, regardless of the fact that I already have these shades in multiple palettes, some of which that have been decluttered at this point. I have like one palette with this color scheme. It's a brand I don't have any experience with, and this isn't really a difficult, like I see it and I'm like, ooh, I really gotta think about not buying this. It is just I'm not buying any makeup unless it's skincare or something that runs out that I need. Adding new makeup into this situation is just throwing gasoline onto a fire. And honestly, now I am not that big of a Black Veil Brides fan anymore. I'm not familiar with a lot of their contemporary work. I love like their first 2-3 albums. They were a group that I listened to a lot in college, so this would have had a lot of pull back in the day, but I'm honestly very thankful that I am this version of myself when I saw this, because then it just has no chance of making it into my life and taking up space. This one here is a Five Below, which is one of those places where you can go in and just spend all sorts of monies. $5 this, $5 that, $5 whatever, and they've got a lot of trendier items, and being Five Below, it has a pretty wide range of consumers that are going to be coming on in. And here we have a lovely, wonderful acrylic moon shelf. If you all can see, I am very interested and very dedicated to decorating my surroundings. However, like a lot of things in my life, I have accumulated many much things to decorate my surroundings that are not hung up now because of the transitionary period I'm in. And quite frankly, I have so many things that I'm going to be able to decorate the entirety and every square inch. Emma and I have already had the discussion about this, of our abode, that I don't need to add any more. I actually had a moment, I've been going through my stuff and I was like, oh God, more things to frame, more things for the wall. I would like a moon shelf at some point, but a moon shelf is definitely not any sort of necessity at this moment, and not even any sort of justifiable treat myself that would just be sitting there collecting dust and not being hanging on a wall and not being practical. We might as well get through the hot topic items because there are a couple. Moving forward with only purchasing secondhand clothing, I have chosen, along with a couple other places that I'm going to be doing a video about, places that I've stopped shopping at, and not just because it's firsthand acquisition, but I'd like to give a little bit more discourse about why. But Hot Topic was one of those painful ones because there's a lot of nice things at Hot Topic. It's got a lot of clothes, it's got a lot of nerdy shit, it's got anime, it's got aesthetic. And one of those things is this Loungefly x Lisa Frank bag, lunch bag looking thing. I absolutely adore handbags, but I absolutely adore handbags that are leather and have a lot of versatility in my wardrobe, whereas this is definitely a maximalist handbag that for me and my house would be exceptionally difficult to style, as well as just being something that is a perfect example of, ooh, it's pretty. Nostalgia, Lisa Frank. But it would be one of those things that I get and it would sit because I would just feel very frustrated with myself about being like, well, it is living the 90s Y2K dream that you are aspiring for, but not in all the right ways. Not only is it a lunch bag looking bag, which is absolutely not my thing, I have learned that while I do like a very expressive style, I am much more of an eclecticism. I have an eclectic style rather than maximalist. There were a couple people on TikTok, before I stopped going on there because the short form content rots my brain. There were a couple maximalists that I just absolutely, they're like inspiration, but not with any practical application, where I'm like, yes, I too would wear that big, giant, absolutely crazy thing with this other big, giant, crazy thing. All these statement pieces rolled in together in a wonderfully artistic way that really suits you. I've suffered with a lot of, again, maximalist stand-out pieces, and I'm just not the person to put all of that together into one giant look. And again, the nostalgia, the everything, just again, back in the day, it would have been like Loungefly and Lisa Frank. That is going on a Hot Topic order. Next one is a clothing item from Hot Topic, which is very much in my aesthetic, is this Thorn and Fable, wonderful green, amazing boho fairy core whatever top. I feel like it's a very nice Charmed / Buffy the Vampire Slayer, as well as going into that whole, again, fairy core that is freakishly popular right now. And this is just, again, another simple, I understand some of these are just going to be, it's not secondhand, but I am trying to include things that just, even though while I'm trying and maintaining shopping secondhand exclusively, I still feel like it's a nice thing for me to kind of look at it with a more analytical eye as I'm working towards, you know, recovering from just spontaneity shopping. So if I found this in my right size at a freaking thrift store or even secondhand, you better believe your bottom butt that I would be getting this. One that was really, really hard, this isn't Hot Topic, this is Dolls Kill, which is another company that I have chosen to not shop from for first-hand reasons as well as some other nuance. But they had an Inuyasha collection. And for those of you who don't know, Inuyasha is an anime and a manga and a franchise that I just really enjoy. I also like the second season, the follow-up, which the name, as a lot of things, just escapes me at the moment. I have pop figurines. I would like to have the manga. I've got several seasons on DVD, as well as some other imported art books. And they had this fleecy, wonderful Inuyasha system, I love it. It's amazing. I love outerwear. I feel like it's something that would actually have a fair amount of versatility in my wardrobe. This was just, I was tempted. I was really, really fucking tempted. I'm like, well, just one purchase. If any of y'all, I haven't gone down the rabbit hole of trying to see if I can find this secondhand. If any of y'all have any idea, it's all nice. I've been in the market for a fluffy Sherpa looking sort of kind of like I Am Gia iconic coat that nobody likes anymore. So like if it were something I could find secondhand, it would definitely be on my list, but it was a moment that I want to be proud of myself for not caving. It's just really, really stinking cool. One that is definitely a sort of like pipe dream. I like thinking about, ooh, I could have this collection of this thing that I can display that's cool and shows off my interest, whereas I have more than enough of my interests in physical form. But Build-A-Bear has these Met Gala bears that are just a simple teddy bear, but with the print of very famous paintings. There's Monet. The ones that really get me is the Van Gogh, as well as I forget the name of the artist, but this iconic artistic waves. And they just came out with well, I don't know if just, but I saw on Facebook, where all of my targeted ads come from, and Reddit, they did a Modrian one, which I wouldn't, at least had the wherewithal to be like, I wouldn't get that one. That one doesn't inspire me artistically, but realistically, even the ones that inspire me artistically, that is something that would take up a lot of space and is just another one of those like, oh yeah, I could have these and be like, look how sophisticated and cute my style is. I love classical paintings, but I'm whimsy and I have it as a teddy bear. I've got other Build-A-Bears. I've got Toothless, Toothless's wife, their little children. I have a Beauty and the Beast one that my mom got for me, and it is one of my most joyous stuffed animals that I have. These are really cute and are really an example of just like, oh, if it's something that I slightly have interest in, I need to have that in physical form so that I can showcase that to people, where now I'm really like, okay, what parts of you bring you the most joy, rather than going out and purchasing every single little thing that you like. I could have this teddy bear that takes up a whole bunch of space, or I could have a Revolutionary Girl Utena keychain that takes up this much space, which is a better representation of myself and my interests. Another one before making this transformative step in my life that I would have snatched up like crazy is this Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas candelabra Funko Pop. I cannot tell you how many of my Funko Pops I've taken to a used bookstore that's also working on being like just a nerdy bookstore. They take Funko Pops. I cannot tell you how many I've given to them and gotten credit and money for. There was a while there going through my stuff, I'd just open up a bin and be like, oh God, another bin of Funko Pops. I have Nightmare Before Christmas ones. I have Addams Family ones. I have Black Butler ones. I probably need to, as I go through my stuff again, I'm currently in a decluttering process as well. I'm going to have to be like, all right, which ones bring you joy, rather than, again, oh my God, there's an interest, there's something that I kind of, like. Like, I really enjoy the movie Hocus Pocus. I don't enjoy it enough that I needed literally 3 of each of the main witches, but in 2 different versions. I don't need it. And I especially don't need a Jack Skellington candelabra, even though he does in fact glow in the dark, which is really, really fucking cool. A painful, but also I'm glad I could acknowledge this about myself, that I've reached a point that I do absolutely don't need any more. And that is going to be a wide variety of Squishmallow. Again, it's something that it used to be that if I just saw it and it was one of the ones I like, axolotl, I would buy it regardless of size or color. I love a lot of my axolotl plushes. I have way more than I need. And if I have way more than those, I really don't. They're so fucking cute. The Halloween spooky ones, the commodification of not only just the limited edition Squishmallow, but also the spooky themed Squishmallow. I remember when they had like 3 characters, and now they're like, we got 1 billion characters and we're gonna market the shit out of this because we know who our demographic is, and we're gonna put Squishmallows and Halloween together. That's a fucking gold mine. I've also seen at Hot Topic like strawberry cows and other ones that I'm just like, those are really cute, sweet little examples of, again, things that I'm just like, I've got so many cute examples. My main shelves are right there filled with a whole bunch of examples. And I've got so many little niche, little personality representation plushies that I just no more Squishmallows! I've got one that is a not buy for myself, although it would probably be something that I would like in the future ask for like my Christmas, my birthday, or Christmas, and that are these Digimon devices. Now, Digimon is an anime and an interest of mine that I do like having certain merchandise bits from. It's extremely nostalgic. I really, really love the first season and the 3rd season. Growing up, I watched it with my my brother, so it has a lot amount of sentimentality, and these are just fucking OG Digivices, and they're just really, really freaking cool. If you know anything, I love Sailor Moon. I love Proplica. I love all the little merchandise that's made to look like things in the show. Got a couple Digimon Funko Pops. I've got some plushies. I don't think there's even any possibility that I will be getting these because they were like a pre-order and a special fancy high quality bougie replica stuff. And I'm pretty sure when I looked it was probably a fair amount of money. If I can remember, I'll put it here, but also something that was either sold out or is just going to be something that when it sells out, it'll be a case of people listing it for more than they bought it for, which is a thing. Stick around for some discourse on that later. A real good example of my impulse, just, ooh, I like it, I'll buy it, is this at Walmart, this Hello Kitty brush, which might seem silly because it's just like a $4 or $5, $6 brush. But I weigh that impulse of just like, ooh, it's a Hello Kitty brush because I love Hello Kitty and I brush my hair. But you sit yourself down and I go, you have at least 3 hairbrushes at home that you rotate through. That's what you use. How many hairbrushes do you need? Kind of one of those things, if you've got 1 of it or 2 of it, bathroom, wherever you keep a second hairbrush, you're kind of set for life until it gets all kind of grimy and whatever and you need to replace it. But it's one of those things that's replaceable rather than I need to have however many, because it does have a practical application in my life, even though there's something there that already serves that purpose. I'm gonna end on one that is an example of, again, something that fits into one of the interests that I wouldn't feel bad about bringing stuff into, a little bit here, a little bit there. That's Cardcaptor Sakura, and the brand Cakeworthy did a collaboration, and there's this big, wonderful, giant plush Caro bag, which I look at it and I'm like, whoa, it's a giant plush Caro bag. That is freaking fucking cute. But if I were to bring this into my life, if I were to contribute to just the first hand and then bring that into my life, he would sit here looking cute and I would justify it being like, well, it's a display piece. It's a collectible. That's a lot of collectible, and it's not even a collectible that brings you a lot of joy like a vintage figure or a soundtrack would. You're looking at it, you see Cardcaptor Sakura, you see pink, and you buy it just on the sole fact that it is that interest that you like. Do it! Don't succumb to the capitalism that is collaborations. No, but I really want Inuyasha collaboration, just the one thing, secondhand, please. I am going to end it here because I have been talking for an exponential amount of time at this point. This is something that I'm sure I could do continued videos on if it's interesting. For me, I like a little self-analyzation. That's been helping me going through and making progress in therapy and becoming a mindful consumer and forming my shopping habits into a level of sustainability that really brings me joy than rather just bringing stuff in for the sake of owning it and it being stuff. And now this is coming from someone who likes stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see a continuation, let me know down below. If you made it this far, give yourself a giant gold fucking star. You deserve it. Hope to see you in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching. I love you. And as always, keep it real. Mwah!